stems from work in post-apartheid South Africa, in Cape Town and townships. And dominant discourses about townships highlight their marginality. In South Africa, they highlight the fact that townships are the remnants of apartheid, the inability of the democratic government to address racial inequality and racial injustice from the past. In the international sphere, they're invoked as these very obvious representations of extreme inequality and poverty, such as the recent Time magazine cover, showing the disparity between suburbs and townships. And these characterizations bring to light poverty and structural violence in really important ways, but they also are unable to capture the complexity of daily life in townships and the dynamism of these spaces. So if we move from the aerial view to the street, we get a different sense of townships. We get a feel, we get a vibe. And my interlocutors are really explicit about this. They'll talk about challenges and they'll talk about vibes in the same sentence in the same spaces. And many will add, oh, I love the vibe in this space. And so my work proposes that we can't understand townships, we can't understand people's lives and the challenges that they face, townships writ large in the post-apartheid era, unless we understand both of these things and the ways that they're interlinked and intimately in the same spaces together. And so this work stems from ethnographic work over the past 5 years in which I've lived and worked in 4 different townships outside of Cape Town. And my dissertation covers a number of different topics of aspects of the vibes. And so I study style and youth pursuit of pleasure and the way that they construct spaces of pleasure amidst high rates of sexual violence and unemployment. It studies movement and how movement is related to safety and people's sense of community in these spaces. I also study food and the ways that certain foods, sheep's heads for example, are seen as inedible foods in the hegemonic markets and yet are made not only edible but into delicacies in township spaces. And so townships are not only made by these hegemonic factors and by apartheid, but they're also constructed through people's daily lives. And understanding this gives us a better sense of townships in relation to the rest of the city. Thank you so much.